Hey y'all, welcome to today's episode of the Shut Up Get Up podcast. I'm recording currently from where we'll affectionately call the Nook of Knowledge. My wife and I bought a new home about a year ago. I mean, crazy, right? I mean, during COVID, when home prices were soaring and people said, you'd be lucky to buy one. Well, we did, and we got a pretty good deal. I mean, oddly enough, if you had listened to my podcast earlier on adversity, it was actually during an adverse time for us, this opportunity fell into our lap. My wife and I had been, shopping for a new house, just everything that came available, going to look at it, sometimes putting in offers in excess on homes. We didn't even go inside. I mean, we would pull up, kind of think, oh yeah, that square footage is going to work. It's got this many bedrooms. This is what we need. And then we put in offers. And, during all of this, my daughter was complaining one day about her stomach. And we took her to the hospital, and it turns out her appendix had ruptured. And luckily for us, that's all it is. If you're a parent, you're always worried about your kids. And while my wife was staying with her in the hospital, still looking at homes, looking at different places, she came across a woman who just happened to be getting set to put her house on the market and was looking for more of a flexible buyer, someone where she can kind of sell the house to and stay in it. And my wife and I were in a position where, that could work, for a couple of weeks. I think it was about 6 weeks or so. We let her stay in the house. And it kind of worked for us. So an adverse situation to the family actually turned into us finding this new home. But one of the things is when we moved into a house, we did some remodeling, and I was able to find this little space in the home, which I guess kind of would be considered like a nook space. But I had basically the contractors kind of close it in to give me my own little private office space podcast studio. So that's where we're at right now. I'm actually at, I don't know, the Nook of Knowledge. I don't know if it'll stick. I don't know if my wife likes it, but this is what I'm going with right now. So anyway, today we're going to talk a little bit about how if you really want to change your life, how it doesn't start with action. Most people, when they want to lose weight, what they do is they start dieting, they stop eating. But the truth of the matter is, what they got to start doing is thinking better. Wait a minute. Did he just say that if I want to diet, if I want to lose weight, I got to start thinking better? Well, yeah, that's the truth. I mean, see, the thing about human beings is that we always want to move to action when we want to change things. But realistically, to make any change in our lives, we actually have to start with thinking. We have to start with thought. And let me explain why. Everything we do in our lives goes through what I like to refer to as the tears. And I don't mean we're crying through everything. What I mean is that it's the thought, it's the emotion, it's the actions, and it's the results. And everything that we do, 200, 300, 1,000 times a day, everything that we do, every thought that we have an emotion, and we have an action, and we have a result that follows after it. Now, sometimes it's really big, like you have a thought about someone who's upset you. So your emotion is anger. Your action might be to slam your hand down on a table. And your result is what? Maybe you hurt your hand or, something else. Or maybe it's just something small, like thought is nice day out. Emotion, action, nothing really. Result, nothing changes. But everything we do starts with a thought, an emotion, an action, and a result. So basically, you hear it a lot nowadays, right? People are always saying things, especially in terms of what sort of openness or spirituality somebody has in their lives. But you'll always hear, your thoughts create your reality. You'll hear this ever since The Secret came out, over a decade ago. You'll always hear, your thoughts create your reality. But I don't think anybody's realistically explained it properly in a mainstream type of way. And what that means is that for every thought you have, if you have a good thought and you're thinking good thoughts every day, then you're going to have a positive, outcome in your life, right? So let's just say that you're somebody who wants to own a business, right? So every day you're thinking about this business you want to have. You're just thinking about this business, right? So that thought of owning your business, feels like you own that business is going to create an emotion. And that emotion is going to be kind of what drives you to move forward, right? That you're going to go after it gusto because you're thinking every day, I've got this business, I own this business, I can't wait to have this business, I got a great emotion towards this business. And now you're going to start taking actions that are going to lead you towards it. And that action might be, taking a job you normally wouldn't take, or 2 jobs, 3 jobs, sacrificing not being around with, friends, or being involved in certain things. But it's that thought of owning it, that emotion that's so powerful that's going to drive you to do the things that you normally wouldn't want to do or have to do, but you're going to do it because you're looking at that end result, right? That end result. And that's what it does, right? So you have this thought about this business, the emotional so powerful about having this business. You're going to start taking the actions towards it, and the actions, like I said, maybe it's taking a menial job, but the emotion of owning that business is so powerful that you'll look past that job because at the end the result is that you're going to build something, right? You're going to raise that capital that you need to open, your business, whatever. And again, this might seem a little excessive, but this just goes for everything. And again, getting back to the weight thing, a lot of times people want to lose weight, right? How many times you've been around people, especially when it gets towards the summer, I got to get my summer body, right? I got to get ready. So it's on Monday. I'm going to stop drinking. I'm going to stop eating carbs. I'm going to start eating protein. I'm not going to eat protein. I'm going to go high fat, no fat, little fat, whatever fat. It doesn't make a difference. But they're so, this is what I do. All these actions that I'm going to say. I'm going to run 6 miles. I'm going to hit the gym 5 times a day. I'm going to get so ready. I'm going to starve myself. But immediately they go to the actions. And how many times is this sustainable? It's never sustainable. Because in order to make impactful change in your life, especially in something like that, you have to make a lifestyle change. And that lifestyle change begins with your thought. And the thing about it is, if you're having a problem, and again, I'm just not using, just weight loss, you have to get back to thoughts. That's why you have to monitor your thoughts, because they're going to drive your life. So again, if you really want to change your body, you start with your thoughts. Right? So here's a great example. Thought. I want to lose weight. But in order to really understand, the weight thing, we have to actually go back to perhaps how we got there. Now, look, I'm going to take out all the medical reasons. There's obviously some reasons why there's weight challenges with people's lives. And I know sometimes it's medical and all that. And again, I'm just using weight as an example because it's something that most people can relate to. But a lot of times, if people want to look at their weight, they can trace it back to their thoughts, right? Because if your thought is, I'm sad, your emotion is, sadness, your action is, let me go open up a tub of ice cream, and the result is that you put on weight, right? Thought, nobody likes me, the world's against me, I'm so sad, emotion, action, let's open up a Snickers bar, let's eat it, let's get a pizza, let's do whatever, result's going to be the same. It is what it is. That's why it's so important. Whereas if you have a thought of, man, things are great right now, and the emotion is, I'm feeling really good. The action might be, I'm not going to eat that. And the result is going to be, I'm feeling better about myself. I'm getting in better shape. Today's a great day. Emotion, yes, let's move forward. Action is, I'm getting to that gym. The results, I'm getting slimmer. But everything starts with the thought. Everything you do in your life. You want to change your relationships, start thinking differently about them. You cannot have a negative thought and a positive outcome, because the thought drives the emotion, the action, and the result. And it happens so quickly on everything. It's boom, 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 boom. So negative thought, negative emotion, negative action, negative result. So in order to change your life, you have to change your thoughts. So let's get back to this whole thing about how do you create your reality? Well, that's right there where it is. If you have positive thoughts, you're going to take positive, you're going to have positive emotions, you're going to have positive actions, you're going to have positive results. So if you're somebody right now who's out there trying to make some change in their lives and wondering why it's not happening, take a moment and think, well, what am I thinking? What is driving me right now? What is driving me, through where I'm trying to get to. What thoughts am I having? You have to start monitoring your thoughts. And I know it seems a little excessive, like, oh my gosh, every thought I have. But for the most part, when you feel yourself going a certain way or, emotionally getting somewhere, you have to realize that it's your thoughts that are driving that. And a lot of times it's just changing the thought that changes the emotion that can make you feel differently. If you listen to a lot of, motivational speakers, a lot of it, Tony Robbins, great one, always talks about state. You got to change your state. And if you change your state, you can change your emotion, you change your being. But ultimately, sitting around on a couch all day long, visualizing a Ferrari without actually getting up and doing something isn't going to bring that Ferrari to your house in 20 minutes. It's not. I mean, having a vision, having thoughts, having positive emotions, taking action is going to bring those results for you. So if you're somebody right now that's looking to make a change in their lives and quickly thinks, well, I just got to jump into the action, don't. Take 2 steps backwards. Focus on your thoughts, because if you change those thoughts, that is how you are going to change your reality. This is how change begins. This is how we improve our lives, by starting with our thoughts. Shut up. Get up.